Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we have a very spicy filing for you. We're diving into Momentus Inc, which I can already tell you is going to need a momentum shift to change their financials around. Before we start, if you appreciate getting corporate filings translated into simple English, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below, so join other decoder enthusiasts. Today we are looking at a Form 8K. This is a current report company's file to announce major events. Think of it as a company shouting heads up to its investors. This report is dated June 17, 2025. Alright, the big news here is about changes to their loan agreement, meaning the terms of their debt. Momentus got into a loan agreement with JJ Astor & Co. earlier in May of 2025 for up to $1.5 million. Now they've tweaked that deal with something called an amendment. This is like rewriting some of the rules of the loan. So what changed? Well, the lender, JJ Astor & Co., will release a second part of funds under the loan agreement in return for Momentus, giving them a junior secured convertible note, kind of like a promise to pay later, that can turn into stock worth about $1 million. They're also getting a warrant, a chance to buy about 470 must be met, mainly conditions that are outside Astor's control, plus they have to maintain their listing on the Nasdaq stock market. To get the second half of the loan, Momentus needs to keep its stock price above 125 per share. Their total market value, all their stock combined, needs to be over 60,000 shares. It's like saying, we'll give you the money if you can prove you're still popular and valuable. Also, the price to convert these debts into stock, called the conversion price, changes. It's now going to be lower of $1.70 or whatever the stock is priced the day before the additional convertible note is issued. There's also a make-whole payment. This means they will pay you cash equivalent to the difference if they convert the note and the stock now is worth more than what they are paying you to convert. If Momentus can't pay this make-whale amount in cash, they'll give the lender even more shares of stock. If Momentus manages to secure a big equity offering or a big sale of new stock before the date they are supposed to issue this additional note, and if that offering brings in enough money to repay the lender, they can avoid issuing the note. They have to repay what they owe under their initial note, pay the lender a $100,000 termination fee, and still give them the additional warrant. This is an extra kickback. Finally, Momentus has to get approval from its stockholders for this amended loan agreement within 90 days of issuing this additional convertible note. Cover like getting permission from everyone involved. Now let's switch gears. They were in a similar agreement with AGP Alliance Global Partners from earlier in May, named the original convertible note. It seems that as of this current report, they're changing that too. Instead of the original agreement for $1,200,000, they're issuing a new convertible note for only $500,000. So we will be reducing exposure by $700,000. This new note can be converted into shares at $1.67. This new note can be converted into shares at 1.67 these notes for $18.7. This new note can be converted into shares at 1.67 these notes for $18. Some restrictions on selling or transferring these notes for 180 days. They've also agreed to file some paperwork to register the resale of these shares. Now this report lists some items regarding creation and termination of obligations, but they all pertain to the information we have already discussed. The report indicates all these sales of these debts, warrants, and notes were sold without registering them under something called the Securities Act of 1933. They're relying on some exemptions in the law that allow them to do this without the usual registration process. The exhibits listed contain the exhibits to the loan agreements between the parties we have previously talked about. Now let's step back and look at the big picture. Momentus is clearly in a position where it needs cash, therefore they are taking out loans and changing loan agreements. The company is walking a tightrope. As long as they can generate and deliver as a company, they should be able to meet requirements and obligations. Alright, that's our breakdown of Momentus' latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.